Trail talk time. Got another beauty of a trail. Hot sunny day. Just loving these beautiful vibes. Breathing in that fresh ass chi. Feeling amazing. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. The breath. Beautiful breath of life. First thing that happens when we're born, we come out of this realm of being submerged in water and we take our first breath. And all of a sudden, we merge with this type of reality outside of the womb. We start to get our energy in a new way. Every time we breathe, we're breathing in this chi or prana, this life force energy. And we need this to live. I've spoken in other videos about looking at how long we can go without food, how long we can go without water, but we can only go a very short amount of time without our breath, right? And once we stop our breathing for a certain amount of time, then we lose consciousness, right? We don't necessarily die right away, but we lose consciousness. And so we see how the breath is directly correlated or connected to our consciousness. And if you look at the word spirit, right, I've broken this down before. It comes from the word spiritus. And this means the breath or to breathe. So you can see the spiritual connection. The breath is this beautiful connector. It's very interesting. You can observe your breath, realizing it comes in and out all on its own, right? When we're not even consciously breathing, it's going to do it anyways. The body knows how to breathe on its own. We don't actually have to consciously force it to breathe or put in any effort. But we can also choose to breathe consciously and do certain types of breathing, or simply be with the breath in our focus, in our consciousness, in our conscious awareness, and bring ourselves into that experience fully. And this has profound effects. I've spoken in many videos about how to bring yourself into the present moment, to get out of your thoughts and to find all the benefits of doing that, you know, ridding yourself of anxiety, of trying to escape the present moment, you know, resisting whatever is right now in this present moment. That's where anxiety stems from. So if we can bring ourselves fully into the breath, fully consciously be with the breath, be one with the breath, then all of a sudden we start to find that calm, that presence. We feel that energy surging through us now and moving through the body, taking us out of that realm of the constant thinking mind. It's always trying to judge and process things. And this is the best way just to center yourself and to come from that state of clarity. feel that calm instead of being so anxious. And there are so many different breathing techniques and everything. So I wanted to share a few, some that I've just recently learned. I want to give a big shout out to John Hooks, aka Illuminati Congo. That's his artist name. He's an incredible artist, rapper and an amazing teacher, a spiritual teacher. He has another page, his Instagram is Illuminati Congo, but he has another one hooked to it. I forget the exact name, but it's linked to his page, and it's all about the breath, right? It's dedicated to the breath. I recently did a breathwork session with him online, and it was so amazing. So I've spoken about before in my meditation video about a beautiful breathing technique to get you into a meditative state and to bring a good rhythm into your breath. And that's the simple breathe in for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4 through your mouth, and hold for 4. That 4, 4, 4, 4, that will start to bring you into a beautiful rhythm. And like I said, there's so many different styles of breathing, and these have different effects on us, right? This one is so calming. You find after you get into it for a while, when you're on those parts where you're keeping that breath in, you're not moving it in or out, but you're just holding. In those moments, there's such a stillness, and it's so beautiful, coming into that stillness within. You just feel this incredible peace. And getting into this type of rhythm, it has so many beautiful benefits in terms of our, brain function and our entire physiology starting to balance out. I watched a whole TED Talk before about getting ready for certain things where you need to, give a good performance no matter what it is. I think they were talking about sports, but they gave a few other examples. It doesn't really matter. You can prepare yourself by simply using the breath in a rhythmic fashion like that. And they talked about the importance of when you're drawing in and out the breath, make it smooth, right? So it's not stuttery and jumpy, but it's a smooth draw in, one flow, breathing out the same way and continuing the same timing for your breath, right? And this way, you'll start to create this beautiful rhythm and balance within your whole system. And it starts to make everything work that much more optimally, right? Bringing everything into balance, into coherence in your body and your mind. So that's the breathing technique that I use the most. Another one that you can do, whether you're preparing for meditation or whether this be your practice, you can do the one that you cover up certain nostrils, and one at a time, breathe in for 4, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Keep switching back and forth, and this starts to shift the energy from side to side, breathing it in on either side, and it starts to bring about a better balance once again. It starts to balance both sides and bring them into that cohesion, that coherence together, and start to center everything. This is a beautiful yogic technique, and it feels amazing. It helps to clear out your sinuses as well. But the types of breathing techniques that I was doing during the breathing session, the breathwork session, They were more about keeping that constant flow. You know, he talked about Tantra, and Tantra coming from the meaning of continuous or unbroken, right? So these types of breathing techniques are about a continuous flow, in and out, in and out, in and out, with no pauses, and just fully immersing yourself into that constant, continuous flow, that connection, making the in one with the out, you know? Realizing the oneness in the one flow of breath. And so we started off with doing 4 short breaths and 1 long breath, and this is all through the nose, so it goes you can do it with your mouth completely closed and just four short ones, 1 long one, and you can do that for a little. And we started to just get into this flow through the nose, and it's a quick one, and the key is on the out breath, on the exhale. We're just allowing this breath to drop from us, to let gravity do the work, right? Let gravity push out that air for us, and we don't have to force it out. You know, it's gonna happen quickly, and it's gonna happen naturally. The more we get into this flow, you just start to feel, wow, it's just starting to happen on the out breath, and it's just falling out, boom. So it's and you can start to play with the speed and bring it into a faster pace, which we started doing towards the end. But he taught us a few different techniques. After that was the mouth open technique, where we're actually still breathing through the nose. So your mouth is open a little bit, but you're only breathing through your nose. You're not actually breathing through your mouth at all. So you're just leaving it open a little bit. Still breathing through the nose. And this actually changes the flow of the breath somehow by opening your mouth a little bit, even though you're still breathing through the nose. And all of these different techniques start to bring a different flow in the breath and affect you a little bit differently. After that, he taught about this yawning technique, right? When we yawn, it's a special type of breath, and it starts to bring more oxygen up towards the brain. It opens up things all in our throat and stretches things out, and we can get ourselves into that state by actually purposefully doing that yawn. And we did it until we actually had ourselves a real yawn. You know, you force yourself to really yawn. And what happened to all of us is you start to actually form tears in your eyes, form water from doing it so much, because, like I said, it starts to connect to all these upper centers, and it's all connected. And it really feels amazing. That one really gets you nice and open and starts to open up your throat a lot. One that wasn't during the session, but that I learned about just to, as a technique to open up your whole throat and your voice and everything, is to really open your mouth wide and breathe through your throat. And eventually you can hear the shift, And the way that the breath goes starts to flow way more clearly through the throat. You open up that whole channel, and this clears your voice as well, and it can give you a bit of a head rush, right? Especially with these mouth breathing techniques. These ones are a bit more intense. And that was the last technique that he taught us, was just the mouth breathing technique. So you're just going to open your mouth fairly wide. Just relax it though. Give yourself a good opening to just let it flow in and out. And of course, you're not going to be walking like me when you're doing this, so you find yourself a comfortable position, you know, either sitting in whatever pose you want, or just sitting on a chair, and or you can lay down flat and just doing these types of breathing. And so we did all of that in order, getting used to them, and then we did a technique where it was 11, 22, and then 33. So 11 of the really quick, short breaths, you know, shallow, quick and shallow for 33. And then we're gonna move to the quick but deep breaths. And then we're gonna move to, and that's for 22, and then we're gonna move to 11 of just the long, deep breaths. Take a little extra time for that deep breathing on the last ones. And these are all gonna be through the nose. So we're gonna start with 33 looking like this. Nice and quick. 22, still gonna be quick but deeper, so really getting that flow a little bit deeper, but we're still going quickly. And then 11 of nice, deep, long breaths. In and out is 1, so we're doing 33 of the quick and shallow, 22 of the quick and deep, and 11 of the really long, deep ones. And then after this, we just took some time. When we were doing each one, you know, you can play with the amount of time that you want to do these, right? When you're first starting out, you might not be able to take as much, because your energy is going to start picking up, and you're going to start feeling like, for many of us, we started to feel tingling all over, in your hands especially. This is very common, that your hands start to sort of seize up a little bit. You know, there's a lot of releasing going on, and you might feel a little weird if you've never experienced this type of vibration, and you might need to just chill out for a bit and do some regular breathing, get comfortable. So that's my warning. You know, it's not super dangerous unless you really are like standing up and you're gonna fall if you're doing this. Like I said, make sure you're sitting down or lying down in a comfortable position, and don't overdo it if you feel, especially during your first time or first couple times. But eventually you're gonna want to get to that state where you can take more and sort of push yourself a little bit to feeling a little bit lightheaded, and get into that super duper connection and raise up your energy. And so after we played with each technique, then we went into the final stage, and we were doing the continuous nose breathing with no particular rhythm, but we started to pick up the pace and do it faster so that we can continue to raise up the vibe and just continuously and then eventually faster. And you work yourself up into this beautiful, beautiful flow, and everything else just floats away, and you're just in your breath. That's all you're focusing on, just the beautiful breath. You're feeling it come in and out. You know, you can focus on whatever area you like, whether it be just your nostrils, or just feeling that breath coming in through your nose, or feeling your chest if it's raising and compressing, or feeling your stomach, you know, raising and falling. Whatever it is that helps you to, you know, get into the present and really just stick with that flow of the breath, whatever feels best to you. So yeah, that's all I want to share for today. It's just so incredibly amazing what the breath can really do, you know, helping us so much with all these different ways that we can breathe, and just getting in tuned to that flow of the breath coming in and out. You know, it's beautiful. You start to really feel a connection to everything through the breath, right? The breath is connecting us, the in and the out of life, the inner and the outer worlds. You know, we realize we're connected to our whole environment, right? We're breathing in all this air that's surrounding us in our environment, and as we breathe out, you know, we're giving something that was within us back out into the environment, and it's this constant cycle. And so there's a profound spiritual lesson of feeling and experience involved in the breath, and it's such a beautiful thing. So yeah, I just wanted to share that and share these beautiful techniques that have helped me, especially most recently, all of those beautiful techniques, you know, just helping to find that clarity. You know, afterwards I just felt so incredibly clear and peaceful and vibing so high, just in this state of ecstasy. And you don't need anything but your breath for it. So it's so simple yet so incredible. So yeah, that's it for today. Hope everyone has a beautiful day, and cherish each and every breath you take. Whether you decide to try some of these techniques or look up some of your own, cherish each and every breath that you take, because this is what's keeping us alive. And each breath that we take is a miracle, right? It's a sacred thing. So enjoy it. Peace and limitless love.